Hi, Bowie and Beyond friends. I'm here with the What's the Plan recap, so let's get into it. Ezra and Leah started off the meeting yesterday by being encouraging. Like, there is a lot of good stuff that is happening, even though the administration is lashing out and using ICE overreach to terrorize us. We have to understand they're lashing out because we aren't giving them what they want. And that is good news. They said that we had a surge of new indivisible groups, more in the last couple of weeks than in the last 4 months, the last 4 months of 2025. So that's really cool news. We also, when they did the ICE Out for Good campaign last week, they said that within 24 hours, we had over 1,000 actions that were organized. And let me get this stat. And there were 1,200 in total over the weekend. And that's pretty amazing considering most organizers had 24 hours, 48 hours. Hands off, we had 1,300. So that's really big news. So good job to all of the organizers out there who did something this weekend to say ICE out for good. So moving forward over the next 2 weeks, our goal is to push Congress to stop funding ICE. We have another big funding fight coming up at the end of the month. The bill that got passed in November, the reconciliation bill, it's up again on January 31st. So we need to be fussing at our congressional leaders and saying, don't you dare give any more money to ICE. Don't you dare. We are watching. So there is a campaign right now to call your senators, call your representatives, email your senators and representatives, and I will make sure that that is linked below. So there were a lot of great questions yesterday, and as always, I want to encourage everyone to go and watch What's the Plan and hear for yourself what Ezra and Leah are saying and what other organizers throughout the country are asking. So one of the actions that got brought up is the walkout on January 20th. It's being organized by the Women's March. Indivisible is supportive of this, but they are making sure that they can coalesce their own energy. So they aren't necessarily sponsoring it, but they want to encourage indivisible groups. If you want to, by all means, engage in this action. And Bowie and Beyond, we are having a special Viz Brigade that day. That will be linked below. So please show up, come out for that. As previous staffers, Ezra and Leah gave some very practical advice for how to get our elected officials to listen to us. First of all, they said, please don't yell. Those phone calls do not normally get recorded. Each office, they said, has their own protocols. So be kind and respectful when you call your elected officials, but you are well within your right to make demands. And some other effective tactics are organize primaries against your current elected official. And then you can put your money where your mouth is and say, look, we're primarying you right now, and we've got like 2,000 people who are supporting this candidate who is primarying you. So you might want to listen to us. They said show up at offices, take out op-eds in your local newspaper, organize locally. Right now in the primaries, local is essential. We have to move the needle in the primaries to make sure that we're making progress in the US. There were two questions that I kind of want to lump together because I think they're really important when we're talking about authoritarianism and the tactics that the Trump regime is really pushing for right now. Recently, Trump has said that maybe we shouldn't have midterms, like just kind of flippantly. And so The Republicans are all like, oh, he's being facetious. And there is threats by the Trump administration for the Insurrection Act. And Ezra and Leah said a couple of really important things here. First, we need to shut down all of the election defeatism, the narrative that elections don't matter. They do matter. The only reason why they don't matter is because people are saying elections don't matter. No, we need to be out and making sure that our votes, our voices are being heard through our votes. That goes in the primaries and that goes in the general election. The midterms matter. So we need to be doing everything that we can to fight to get Democrats back in power in the House and the Senate. And when it comes to ensuring that we have free and fair elections, Leah made a couple of good points. Right now, it's going to feel like whack-a-mole. The Trump administration is just throwing stuff at the wall, trying to see what fits, what stays, and how we comply in advance. And that's the thing with the authoritarian takeover, is that they're trying all of these crazy tactics that as Americans we should be appalled by. And they want to see if we roll over and just let them. And we can't. So when it comes to either ICE or elections or whatever other thing this administration throws at us, we have to say no. No. Make me give you my right. And the other thing is we need to be prepared for legal battles after, because we know historically Donald Trump is going to be an election denier. He's going to say that it was robbed. He was robbed. So we just need to be prepared for that and let that play out in the courts. And finally, on the same topic, Ezra pointed out that Trump invoking the Insurrection Act, it is not a, how did he put it? It is not a civil war. It is not the end of our democracy. It is just something that Congress has put into place, a power that the president can use. It does not get rid of our First Amendment rights. So this goes back to that preemptive fear that a lot of people have. Everybody, like, people are like shaking in their boots. We can't do that. We have to be courageous, be brave, and stand up for your own rights. And that ties into another question that was asked: how to react to calls to stop calling out ICE. Our silence is complicity. So we have to, in these moments, we have to be standing up for our rights and the rights of others. So do some know your rights training. Make sure you're making your voice loud. Have your whistle on you. Now is the time to make noise, they said. Trump is testing his power, not just in Minnesota, but in Oregon. He's done it in LA. He's done it in Chicago. He is doing it right here in our own backyard of Maryland. So be vigilant of the tactics that this regime is doing. And one of our organizers, they pointed out some of the really great tactics that Minnesota is employing right now. They have organized, and they have organized fast. They are disciplined in their nonviolence, and they bring cameras and whistles, and they are aware that that is our best line of defense against ICE right now. We have to bear witness to what ICE is doing to our neighbors. And finally, they made some suggestions on what we can do to help support Minnesota right now. And I will link in the comments below. I think it's called standwithminnesota.org. And if you click on, I think it's Give, it has a list of mutual aid areas that you can donate to, GoFundMe's, and individual organizations that you can donate to, like the ACLU and Unidos, I think is one of the immigrant organizations. So, so that is one that they are actively promoting to help support our brothers and sisters who are on the ground in Minneapolis right now fighting ICE. And one other thing that they mentioned, and that we are doing really well in Indivisible Bowie and Beyond, is they are saying to make sure that you are working to prevent ICE from terrorizing your neighbors, which we're doing here in Maryland. It's called the 287G agreement. And we're going to have some stuff coming out on that soon. And then Unmask ICE is Senate Bill 1, and it is cross-filed with House Bill 155, and that is to unmask ICE. So we're doing a lot of stuff right here in Maryland that needs your attention, because we can protect ourselves a little bit more if we get these things passed. So I'm going to leave it there for right now. Stay safe out there, protect your neighbors, find some way to give back, and I'll see you next week.